ended up drained. Didn't plan on losing my heart tonight, but on that greasy rooftop it all felt right. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets loud. While Dixon's in the kitchen, we escape the crowd. He might motorboat me like a big old beast, but Lord have mercy, he smells like yeast. Might not be forever, might not be clean, but on that rooftop, I'm his queen. Don't wear pride, we climb that ladder just to let it ride. No white picket fence, no wedding ring, but the way you touch me makes the rafters sing. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets wild. While Dixon's in the kitchen, we escape the crowd. He might motorboat me like a big old beast, but Lord have mercy, he smells like yeast. Might not be forever, might not be clean, but up on that rooftop, I'm his queen. Dentures, I don't wear pride. We climb that ladder just to let it ride. No white picket fence, no wedding ring, but the way you touch me makes the rafters sing. Oh, leave the minivan, leave the 9 to 5, hop in your Beetle, let's feel alive. With Dixon, fried bacon, and the jukebox on. We found the kind of love you don't feel wrong. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets wild. I'll do broken hearts, lost but proud. But tonight on this rooftop, he's my feast, my wreck, my home, my break routine. But on that dirty rooftop, I'm his queen. I'm his queen.
I don't need to say hello to you all again. We've been together all day long. And I jump straight in because I can just let this roll and then go pee-pee. If you haven't been here earlier today, this is a case about a woman who claims that we don't really know what she claims, but the police claimed that she shot her boyfriend in the leg and he bled out. The most important part is she got pregnant in prison without having smecks.
About 2 like puddles of blood there.
Do you notify anyone?
Yes, I spoke to Officer Edwards, and I advised him of it. And then, like I said, I had to go back to answer to help out with the other calls that were pending on the city.
Now, do other officers that are responding there with you have body-worn camera?
Yes, sir.
I'm now showing defense what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1H. Now, do you recognize that?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to review that body-worn camera?
Yes.
Is it your body-worn camera, though?
No.
But did you see yourself on there?
Yes.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of what you saw and what you were doing on June 25th, 2022?
Yes.
Your Honor, State moves to introduce what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1H into evidence at this time.
State Exhibit 1H, marked by identification, now becomes State Exhibit 5, Judge.
And how long is it?
Yes, Your Honor, 2 minutes. You have permission to publish State's Exhibit 5?
that photo there, the way it's clear?
The way it's like full.
No, not full, bro, it's clear. Like your mom's clear. Now it's coming in angles, like, it's not like these, you know, as it's
Right, straight down.
around. What, now is it? Oh, what's supposed to be on the other?
The photo.
So what did we just see you there doing?
We were following the trail of blood, and then we located between the vehicles a couple different puddles of blood.
Now, we heard a little bit of conversation regarding splatter. Are you a blood expert or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, so you were just speaking out loud about what you observed, right?
Correct.
Okay, now, what exactly were your roles then throughout this entire investigation?
I was just assisting. My role mainly was to gather the information from the defendant and the information that I could gather for the victim. And then once I was able to grab that, like I said, I had to end up leaving to go assist with the other calls that were pending in the city.
So you completed your role and then you left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this wasn't your investigation, right?
No, sir.
You were just doing your job?
Correct.
Got it, no further questions.
No cross-examination? Wait, so there's no cross-examination? You can set that. Sorry, state your witness.
Yes, sir. State call, Detective Suyaba Hubbard.
Detective Hubbard?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Hubbard.
Please raise your right hand. Please sign swear affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Do you mind please stating your name for the record?
My name is Suyaba Hubbard.
And what is your current occupation?
I am a deputy sheriff.
And how long have you been a deputy sheriff?
I have been a deputy sheriff for 16 years.
So what is your current assignment with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I am assigned to the Homicide Bureau as a homicide detective.
And how long have you been a homicide detective?
5 years.
Now, within those 5 years, do you receive any type of specialized training or have to do any training?
Yes.
What exactly is it?
Well, it's investigating, learning how to investigate homicides. There's different aspects of deaths and how to identify and collect evidence and how to do that properly.
So, were you working as a homicide detective on June 24th and 25th of 2022?
Yes.
And how exactly did you first get involved here in this case with Ms. Link?
So we work as a team concept and my team was on call. I received a phone call that a homicide had taken place and I was requested to respond and assist with the investigation.
So, you just said you work as a team.
Yes.
What do you mean? How do homicide detectives work as a team? What do you guys do?
How it's organized, there's a sergeant assigned, and then you have a team of either 3, 4, or 5 detectives that work together each investigation.
Now, are you guys given specific roles or are you all the lead in this?
No, typically the sergeant will assign a detective within that team as the lead. So the lead then will assign the other detectives different tasks.
Did you respond to 1237 Northwest 14th Street in Homestead, Florida?
I did, yes.
Now, that's in Homestead, and you said you're with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. How do you get called out to Homestead?
Because there's certain jurisdictions within Miami-Dade County that do not have a homicide team. Therefore, there's an agreement between the sheriff's office and those municipalities. And so we go in and we investigate homicides that happen within those jurisdictions.
Now, this address that you responded to, is that in Miami-Dade County?
Yes.
So, around what time did you arrive to the scene?
I arrived at the scene at 6:18 in the morning on Saturday.
And when you arrived, was the victim already determined to be deceased?
Yes.
Okay. So when you first get to the scene, who do you speak with first?
Well, I made contact with my sergeant, Jason Wade.
What exactly did you learn from your conversation with your sergeant?
My sergeant then indicated that Detective Joseph Cruz was going to be assigned as the lead detective for this case.
Okay. Did you ever speak with Detective Cruz?
Yes.
And did he give you any specific tasks or assignments?
Yes, Detective Cruz requested that I document and work with crime scene, with the scene portion of the scene of the investigation, and also to document the body.
Okay, so you said your task is to document, but what specifically are you documenting?
I'm documenting the scene, so taking note of everything specifically of evidentiary value within that scene, and to determine how big that scene is, and just note everything that's in there.
So in order to document the scene, do you ever have to do a walkthrough of the entire area, or?
Yes, so preliminarily, once the crime scene detectives arrive, we're gonna work together to make sure that we don't miss anything. And we at first do a walkthrough through the scene.
And what did you learn from your walkthrough?
Well, that there was blood throughout quite an extensive scene, which started on the west side of the duplex. So the duplex that we were responding to is 1237. Just to the north of that, attached to that structure, is another duplex, which is 1255. There was a large tree just west of that entrance to 1255, and that tree had blood on the exposed roots. So once I see that, that's my starting point for where I see blood. Then following the trail, I follow that trail towards the southern part in between that structure of duplexes and another structure of duplexes that are just west of the 1237 and 1255. There was a large concrete pad. In that concrete pad, there's 3 sets of droplets, and they are traveling west and south. From that pad, there's also a concrete walkway that exits out to the southern part of those other set of duplexes on the west side. There was vehicles there. I followed the blood trail through those vehicles. There was 3 vehicles parked from east to west. There was a white pickup, there was a gray SUV, and then there's a green pickup. In between the gray SUV and the green pickup, there was blood. Specifically, I saw a lot of blood on that passenger door of the green pickup and on like the step up, on a step that's on the outside of that pickup truck. The blood trail then follows west into a grassy area. That grassy area is on the west side of the west structure of duplexes. I follow that blood trail towards an alleyway that's on the north side. There's a vehicle right before you enter the alleyway. That vehicle also had blood. I follow the trail then now into the alleyway, and just west of the trail, I observed the victim's body covered with a yellow tarp.
Now, I'm now showing the fence, so it's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1C. It is. You recognize this image and the second image?
Yes,
Is this a fair and accurate representation of the property that you were just describing?
yes.
Your Honor, statement was introduced as been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1C.
Paula B., she is accused of unaliving her boyfriend. She has tried to claim self-defense, castle doctrine, stand your ground, but that was denied by the judge. The most interesting thing in this case is after she was incarcerated, she fell in love with another fellow that she talked through the air-conditioned vent, and with some ingenuity, some string, some saran wrap, and some handwork from him, and a yeast infection application tool, she got pregnant and had a daughter. Yes, I have made a visual representation. If you go and watch the earlier video from today, where I tried to show how parts of that worked, not the application of the baby batter, but how that ended in the saran wrap.
Stay Exhibit 1C, marked for identification, now becomes Stay Exhibit 6.
And Your Honor, permission for the detective to stand?
Yes. Just like with the other witness, as high as possible, so both sides of the
Oh,
case.
sorry, Jamie. I
Yes,
didn't
sir.
give you a new
We're finishing some evidence, we'll go back in with you until the
Why don't you send her a link? Oh, because I forgot. No, you hate her. Okay. Well, only a little bit.
Where exactly did you start following this blood trail? If you could just mark it for the jury.
Okay.
Nope.
There's this large tree here, and then these are the duplexes that I was referring to. So I started, the blood trail I noticed I started here at the roots of this tree.
Yes.
With both legs.
You can mark a circle. And then where did you finish following the blood trail to?
Here, the vehicles that I was telling you. So there's this concrete pad here. We go to here. This is that green pickup where I saw a lot of the blood. Then the trail goes on this grassy area along the west side. Following this other vehicle where I told you I saw blood. And then this is the entrance to the alley. So following this, all the way to under these trees here, that's where the box is.
Thank you. So, when you said you arrived to where the body was located, you saw that it was covered in a yellow blanket.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, it's to preserve
He
the
gave them
evidence
10
and
days.
preserve the body and to give respect to that deceased person as well.
Can you tell us a little bit about the body?
Yes. The victim's body was supine on the ground, and there was a gunshot wound to the right thigh,
What do you mean by supine?
face up. He was laying face up.
Now, the gunshot wound was left or right thigh?
Right.
Do you have to, as you had said, you're documenting the scene and the body, so what does that mean? What are you doing with the body then?
I have to examine the body, touch the body, take the clothing so it can be documented. If we see any defects on it, that gets also documented along with crime scene. So they'll be taking photographs of everything that I'm showing them. So also of the wounds, we document the wounds with a photograph, and I also take notes and document it for my report.
Okay. What was the victim wearing then when you were observing the body?
So the victim had on a gray tank top, black shorts, black underwear, black socks, and black shoes with a white sole.
Can you describe the condition of the clothes?
The clothing was blood soiled, and like the shorts had, hole where the gunshot wound went through, and it was wet and soiled.
So after you document this and make all your observations, what's the next step in your investigation?
After that, I coordinate with the medical examiners, and they're going to take the body to the medical examiner's department for a autopsy. And after that, I assist with whatever else is next to do in the scene or with the case. In this case, I interviewed an individual by the name of Joel Gramajo Perez,
Okay, and who was Joel Gramajo Perez?
a neighbor.
Now, after you speak with this neighbor, do you document this conversation?
I did, yes.
And where does that lead you to next?
So after I conclude that interview with him, I assisted with a search warrant and a search by K-9 detective Victor Dill.
So let's break that up. We have two separate things there. You're executing a search warrant. What are you doing? What are you looking for? What's the goal of that?
The search warrant was of the 1237 Northwest 14th Street. And the goal of that is to collect more evidence, see what else we can find in there that can help us piece together the events that took place and that led to the victim's death.
Did you locate anything inside the home then, you and your fellow officers?
Yes,
What did you discover?
there was a Ring camera that was collected.
Now, after all those observations and executing the warrant, you had mentioned that there's a K-9 unit as well too.
Yes.
Did you call that K-9 unit, or were they just helping you on the scene?
I I don't recall if it was myself personally that called them, but they do get called out to all of our homicide investigations, especially those that involve guns shootings. They have a dog that is trained to detect ballistic evidence. So whether it's a gun, a bullet, a spent casing, that's what they do. They're pretty good.
But you're not the one that's handling the canine, you're just observing?
Correct. I just happen to be on scene, but that is something that is completely done by the canine detective and his canine.
Okay. If they locate anything, do they inform you?
Yes,
Did they locate anything?
they did. So Detective Gill told me that the dog hit on.
It's the same.
Without,
You can ask them a question.
without telling us the contents, did you see him locate anything?
Yes, a gun was located inside an areca palm in front of or west of 1237.
Okay. Was it on someone else's property?
No,
Okay, that palm tree was then on the whose property then?
it's just west of the front door of 1237 Northwest 14th Street.
Now, after you accompanied the detective that located that, what did you do next?
Okay, so once we have a gun, it gets documented with crime scene, like everything else that we document together. So it's photographed and then it gets impounded so that it can get further testing on it. After that, I made notification to the victim's family.
And is that something that you have to do as part of every homicide investigation?
Yes,
And who did you notify?
I spoke to the victim's father.
Now, did you do anything else on Saturday, June 25th, 2022?
No,
When's the next time that you get back involved with this investigation again then?
the very next morning, I returned back to the scene.
Now, what do you do when you're back on the scene?
Well, I requested for another canine detective to respond to conduct a secondary search for ballistic evidence.
Why is it important then to do a secondary search then?
So as the investigation evolves, we learn more information. In this case, we learned the defendant said that the shooting took place on the east side of 1237 Northwest 14th Street, which would be the rear side of that duplex. Therefore, we need to go and look for evidentiary, anything of evidentiary value at that point, more specifically, casing or anything of ballistic value.
Okay. Is this the same canine unit from the day before, or is this a new canine unit?
No, this is a different canine unit.
So did that canine unit locate anything? Because I know you had mentioned the first one and found a firearm, but did this unit find anything?
No, their search yielded negative results. There was nothing else found.
Did any of the canine units find any type of shell casing of a bullet?
No.
So after the secondary search with another canine unit, where do you go next?
Well, I had, right before we call them, they have to come out. So there was a gap of time. I went and accompanied one of my team members, Detective Morales, to go view a surveillance camera that we had found.
What did you see in that footage?
In that footage, at 3:13 in the morning, the victim is observed on the alleyway. Shortly after that, the defendant's vehicle is observed driving from west to east on the alleyway. Then at 3:21, that vehicle approaches from the west towards the east, and the victim's body is laying on the ground. The defendant exits the vehicle, runs towards where the victim is, goes back to the vehicle, and then returns back to where the victim is and starts tending to the victim.
And you saw that video footage firsthand?
Yes, I did.
So after you review that footage, is it your job then to collect that video footage?
No,
Okay, someone else's job then.
correct.
So where does your investigation then go next?
Then after I saw the video, then I went and made contact with the other canine detective. After I do that, I went back to try to make contact with the victim's mother.
And did anything else happen on Sunday, June 26th of 2022?
No,
Was that the end of your investigation?
No. I continued to look for leads. I did an area canvas, basically go door to door to talk to all the neighbors. I also went back to talk to the victim's family. There was an individual, and all we had was that his name was Kevin. But we wanted to interview him because I learned that the victim had spent some time with Kevin right before he got killed. So I wanted to know the specifics of that. And I also knew that there was a woman that went to look for the victim, and then the victim left, and that was the last time that Kevin saw the victim alive.
So you didn't know Kevin's last name at first, correct?
I did not.
Did you eventually find out?
Yes,
And what was his full name then?
Kevin Bonilla.
Okay. So overall, did you do anything else in this investigation?
No,
So then, one last time, what exactly was your role then in this homicide investigation?
to document and process the scene and the body. I also interviewed a neighbor. I then talked to the victim's family, and I also conducted an area canvass of all of the houses within the area so that I can speak to anyone, and basically just looking for any witnesses that can help us piece this together.
Your Honor, a moment to confer.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi.
Your Honor, you say there's no further questions at this time.
I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm not a fan of peanut butter. Kit Kat are great. I like chocolate with a wafer.
Of course you do.
What do you mean about
Good
course you
afternoon.
do?
Good afternoon, sir.
So, I think your testimony was that
Seemed like
Joseph
a
Cruz was
wafer
the
guy.
lead detective in this case, correct?
Correct.
Were you working under him, or were you his co-lead, and what was your role
I like you, Danny
specifically in
T.
this case?
As I stated before, he was a lead, yes, and he tasked me with the scene and the body portion of the case.
Okay. Other than the specific task that you yourself performed, or as one of the detectives, you're privy to the rest of the information in the investigation, correct?
Yes,
Now, Detective Cruz at some point interviewed Ms. Link, correct?
yes,
Were you present for that interview?
I was not.
You were not. Can you tell us whether or not any of Mr. Jimenez's belongings, clothes, personal effects, things of that nature, whether there were any of such items in that home on that night?
What?
I don't recall. You would have to ask the detective that took the lead on that search. I was just merely assisting.
And I intend to, but as somebody who's privy to all the details of the investigation, as you sit here right now, are you saying that you're not able to tell us whether or not Pedro Jimenez had any belongings in this home, which the state has claimed was his home at that time?
No, I cannot answer that. I was not tasked with that documentation.
Thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Brown, I'm sorry, in New York.
Yes, Your Honor. So, Detective, you're not the one that's personally executing the search warrant, correct?
Correct.
There are other officers that have that role?
That's correct.
Okay. And your main job was to document just the items associated with the actual homicide, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Now,
Thank you
just
for
because you don't
23
remember
months, Christine.
what was found inside the home doesn't mean stuff was found inside the home, correct?
correct. That's why we work as a team, because it's a lot of information and we want to capture everything and be extremely detailed. So that's why we have to divide the tasks to make sure that everything is done correctly.
And that was not your task, correct, to search inside the home and document that?
That's correct.
Your Honor, stated no further questions.
No, thank you. She not said that, right? Yeah, she not said that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Cisneros, what do you do for a living?
I'm a firefighter paramedic,
And what department do you work for as a firefighter?
city of Miami,
How long have you been a firefighter?
22 years.
And where do you currently live?
Kelly, I don't know if it was Brandon who blocked you. I just know you were blocked, and sometimes Brandon blocked people in his pants. So don't attack Brandon right now. He's in a very emotional state. He hit his toe again last week, and you know he gets a little whenever he hits his toe. Blame Zach instead. Zach banned you.
1300 Northwest 15th Street in Homestead, Florida.
How long have you lived in the Homestead area?
All my life since I was a child, with that particular residence since 2000.
Now, I want to direct your attention to June 25th, 2022. Were you working that night?
I was working on it.
Around what time would you say you got home that night?
I get off shift about 7:30, so it takes me about 45 minutes to get home, so about 8:15, 8:20.
So you got home 8:15, 8:20 on June 25th, the morning of June 25th?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And as you were getting home, approaching your neighborhood in Homestead, did you see anything?
On 15th Street, which is also 304th Street, as I'm approaching my house, there's an elementary school, and then there's 12th Avenue. I did see a big police presence down that side street. And then, but yeah, to answer the question, I did see a lot of police presence.
You mentioned you saw a lot of police presence. Did the police ever try and go speak to you at your house that morning?
Yes, they did later in the morning.
Why did they go speak to you?
They, believe I'm not mistaken, it was initially a Homestead police officer, because they did notice that my cameras in the back of my residence, one of them does point towards the alleyway that's behind my property.
You mentioned that you have a camera in the back of your residence that points towards the alleyway.
Yes.
How close is your house to that alleyway, would you say?
My backyard is very small. My property line, it's from the back of my house to the property line or the fence is about 5 feet. I pretty much don't have much of a backyard. So the camera does, it's not really intended to look into the alleyway, but it does see some aspects of the alleyway.
So it's close to that alleyway?
Yeah, it's very close.
And how many cameras do you have in total in your house?
I want to say I have 7.
What type of cameras are they?
Digital, they're hardwired. They're not internet connected cameras. They digitally records to a digital video recorder that's inside my house.
If I were to show you, Mr. Cisneros, a photo taken of the scene of your house that shows those cameras facing that alleyway, would you recognize it?
Yes.
Now directing court counsel and witness to what is previously marked as 1. Very accurate depiction of the back of your house on June 25th, 2022.
Yes.
Has it been altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, I now move into evidence what has been previously marked as 1I.
Thank you. So you
Okay, exhibit 1I, mark for identification, now becomes the exhibit 7, Judge.
Permission to publish, Judge, to the jury. Now, and did the officers that came to your house, you mentioned they wanted access to that camera?
Yeah. Initially the Homestead police officers asked if they were working, and I did let them know they were. And then later on, I believe Dade County detectives showed up, and they wanted to see the footage, and I allowed them into my house, and we reviewed the footage of that night.
So you mentioned detectives came to your house to see the footage. How many detectives came to see that footage?
If I recall correctly, it was a female detective and a male detective. Unfortunately, sorry, I don't know forgot their names.
No worries. Did you show them the footage?
Yes, we went over together. I was standing next to them when we saw what they were looking for, what they wanted to look for.
Were you standing next to them the entire time that footage was playing?
Yes.
What did you see in that footage that you reviewed with the detectives that day, Mr. Cisneros?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay, best evidence.
sustain.
Judge, may we go sidebar?
Sidebar, la da 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 da. That's the good thing about being a little behind.
If the coffee's ready, I'll bring it now with the snacks. So I'll ask the set for that. So we'll be in there for about 10 minutes. Okay, so.
All right, the jury.
Foundation, it seems like we can get it in.
It's another half hour. We can move forward. What the hell?
The foundation of how this evidence is quote unquote not available at this time. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get into this witness.
I am, Judge.
He's gonna say what?
So if I can promise the court, this witness will testify that he was present when the detectives tried to remove the DVR to then take it to recording, but within that process, it got destroyed. This witness will testify to that.
Looking at the foundation, it seems like we can get it in, meaning what he saw, which is substantively, evidence. His
Yes.
observations.
Yes.
So the destroyed evidence, have we heard about that before?
Video system, right?
Yes, Judge, he saw this video.
Lefty says, I'm outraged that Doink would snipe you. Sniping your stream is my intellectual property. I should go after him. Send him a cease and desist instantly. That's what Lefty does in the morning. He just opens his own stream and then goes into my chat and starts harassing me.
Do you want to object or do you want to heard?
I want
He's a
to
genius.
hear the witness about what happened with the technical issue.
Have you met
So I
him?
would bring him in before we actually, have him testify in front of the jury, and clean away that. And
Lifty was the guy who had to stop drinking
Judge,
when
I will
they
preference
banned Bud Light
that
beer because he
defense
couldn't figure out
and what
that
you're this witness.
beer
However,
could be other than Bud Light.
the court is aware that we have two witnesses, one being an expert in the DVR process, who will best describe and will testify how exactly this video got destroyed.
Yeah, but you want him.
Understood, Judge?
Hold on, you want him to testify before these other two, right?
Yes,
So if I understand your proper, he's not only gonna lay the foundation for this quote unquote missing evidence, he's also going to tell us what the evidence is, right?
yes, Judge, thank
So
you.
why don't you call the other two witnesses maybe before, or maybe call him after those two witnesses? It sounds like you wanna lay the foundation. Additionally, you wanna lay additional foundation with those two other witnesses, right? Regarding his home surveillance,
Yes.
so are they outside?
No, Judge, they're not outside right now.
Why don't we bring him back in? And then we'll give the defense an opportunity to provide our argument.
Danny Morales is outside, but Julio Fernandez, who's the video forensic retrieval expert, is testifying tomorrow.
So, but you guys believe that based on his testimony today, you can lay the foundation to get the substance
Yes.
into evidence?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and bring him in.
Leslie, Lefty is this guy. He is when Zach isn't around, he is the ADA approved weirdo I have to have in my chat. He'll come in and say inappropriate things, and I'll smile and laugh. And then Zach comes back and Lefty has to leave because the ADA rules for streaming only allows for one special needs person that we have to have one on every stream, but only one. So that's why you hardly ever see Zach and Lefty in the same stream.
Wow.
And he is a massive Packers fan.
Oh, God, that hurt.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't like Ohio State.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So first off, tell me about this camera system that you have.
It's a little on the older side. It's a digital video recorder. All the cameras are hardwired to it. Like I mentioned before, none of them transmit. There's no Wi-Fi access to them direct to each camera. All the recordings go to a digital video recorder.
So the cameras are, these are hardwired cameras, they're a little older.
Yeah.
They all transmit what they record to a DVR machine, right?
Yeah, through a wire, not through
Through a wire.
signal. Yeah.
Through a wire. DVR machine is in your home, I presume?
Yes.
Did the police take the DVR machine at some point?
Yes, because they attempted to download the image that they wanted at my house, but they couldn't do it for whatever reason. So the forensics personnel from Dade County took the DVR to their lab. But in the process, unfortunately, the video was gone.
Well, you weren't present when that happened, right?
No.
You don't know how the video became destroyed or deleted?
No, I mean, I can only speculate, but
No, I don't want you to speculate.
no, in the process from them taking the DVR to their lab, and they had it for some time. I can't give you an exact timeline, maybe a few weeks.
Did you get it back?
They returned it.
So when you got it back, was it working?
Yeah, it still worked. Just that whatever it does record, it's just that for whatever reason, I guess when it was without power for so long, the hard drive just it doesn't hold the memory.
When you got it back, were any of the old videos still on it?
No, there was nothing on it. The memory was blank.
So before the police took it from your home, the DVR, it had footage from
Yes.
that day and before,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
None of that footage was available on the DVR when you got it back, correct?
No.
Okay. Now, you're not able to say whether the machine deleted it on its own or whether it was deleted by somebody else?
No, I can't.
I want to pause, we have a step on there.
You don't have to show your inferiority complex. It's okay. He just want to say he's from Minnesota
So,
because he
I wanna
wants to be a
back up
Viking
a little
like
bit.
me.
You said that you played this video for some police officers and you stood there with them while they watched.
Yes.
Now, when they were watching it, is it on, do you have a monitor that's just for playing the different camera angles?
My main TV in my living room, that's where the digital video recorder is located adjacent to it. So I can see the cameras through that, my TV.
All right, and how many different cameras are there?
There's 7.
7. So on that one TV, you can see 7 different screens, correct?
Yes.
And you watched this with how many other officers?
I want to say initially, if I'm not mistaken, I did show it to the first Homestead police officer that arrived. And then some time later in the day, the 2 detectives from Dade County arrived and I showed them the same thing.
Okay, so you showed it to a Homestead police officer first. Is that a uniformed officer?
Uniformed officer.
Did he have a body-worn camera?
I don't
You have a
know.
little box that looked like a camera on his chest?
I can't recall.
Can you tell me what his name was?
No.
Okay. So you did that first, and then you did it with 2 other officers?
Yeah, 2 the Dade County detectives. They were in like office style with plainclothes.
Plainclothes detectives?
Yes.
Did they have any body-worn camera or other type of recording device?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. But it did play, correct?
Yes, it did play.
So at what point did you learn that it wasn't working, or did you not learn that?
Not that day, because the forensics team actually arrived to my house because they wanted to download it directly, but they just, for whatever reason, they couldn't download it right there, so they wanted to take the device to their lab. So then that, like I mentioned before, in that process, in between taking it to the lab, the video that we saw was gone.
So it sounds like you viewed it on 2 occasions. The first occasion with 1 officer from Homestead, and the second occasion with 2 detectives, correct?
Yes.
The first occasion with the Homestead officer, did he make any attempts to record it any other way?
No.
Okay. And it was working fine as far as you know on that occasion?
Yes.
On the second occasion when there were 2 detectives, the video was working fine as far as you know, correct?
Yes.
Did those detectives make any efforts to record it at that juncture?
No.
No. So somebody picked it up, and when they left with it, as far as you knew at that time, was it working fine?
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with the video, it played fine?
Correct.
All 7 cameras were functional as far as you knew?
Yes.
Until the police took it and left your home?
Correct.
Now, you mentioned a moment ago that they were trying to download it?
Yeah,
at your
because
house?
it does have a USB port,
Okay.
and which I'm not really tech savvy, so I don't know what the purpose of the USB port is, maybe to install an accessory device or something else. So I believe they try to connect it that way to download the images. But like I said, the digital video recorder is an older model, so maybe their software didn't integrate to the software in the digital video recorder.
So is it fair to say they tried to download it there, didn't work, so what, they said, we gotta take it with us?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right, that's all I have to.
So, he's outside.
I'm not confused. It's just Lefty who's lying.
Based on the TDR case, which I believe you already reviewed. So Judge, specifically, based on the TDR case, which I believe you already reviewed, they had to establish that it was lost or destroyed. I don't know what happened, neither does he. So I need to hear from those other witnesses.
So, before he can testify about what he saw on that video, the foundation hasn't been able to him. He hasn't connected the dots. State, you want to hear?
Yes, Judge, they would like to be heard. Judge, we heard testimony from the witness that said he showed the detectives this video. The detectives attempted to download the video. They couldn't download it. This witness also testified as to the age of the cameras. He said that they weren't new cameras, they were older cameras. That this streaming was connected through not a DVR or anything, it was connected to a cable, Judge. He also testified as to them trying to download it, it didn't work, therefore they took the DVR, and he testified when they got the DVR back, every single video, even the ones from before that night, were deleted, Judge. The state is arguing that that is sufficient to establish that this witness has knowledge that the contents that he's trying to testify to, that he saw simultaneously while watching that video, is enough that it got lost, destroyed under the exceptions to the best evidence rule 90.954.
He doesn't know what happened to it, and they need to establish it.
Hold on, we're not going to argue about this. So we say, I can't go back and
No,
forth.
Judge, I'm going to make the argument. He does, and he's testified.
He's doing a fine job.
I know she is, but as the lead prosecutor on the case with the most knowledge about this case, I can speak to what every single witness in this case is going to testify to. I have the utmost respect for Ms. DeLeon, that's why she's the second chair on this case. But again, I've been preparing this case a lot longer. He does, and he's testified he knows what happened to it. When he got it back, it didn't exist. They tried to download it. It was retrieved by an expert. They tried to download it, they couldn't, they took it, and then it was gone.
Was it corrupted in front of him, or destroyed?
That doesn't matter.
Did you use the words maybe, I guess?
But again, with the court, we're conflating issues on whether or not So 9954 says in order for this to be admissible, it can be destroyed, they can talk about it, so long as it is not made in bad faith. There is nothing the defense can bring up to say that this is bad faith, that it was destroyed in bad faith. He is absolutely able to testify about what his observations were, and then I can bring in my expert tomorrow. I've already spoken to her on the phone. She's planning on testifying tomorrow.
I think he was telling he's done that twice when they're talking about this. Tell her to go sit down. She doesn't look happy when she walks away.
Jean will be my first witness called if I need to, and everything she can testify to about it being downloaded, it getting corrupted, it not being able to play, those things will come in, so we can subject it to link up, but he is absolutely able to testify to all of this now and his actual observations.
So doesn't have personal knowledge of that faith. You may have to call him again.
We are.
You may get to where you want, you just can't get it.
Well,
What he testified
right.
to now.
So then we have to stop today, now. We're going to stop his testimony. We're going to have to bring in Zulika Fernandez as our first witness, and then he will be recalled immediately. So we have to stop.
Unfortunately.
No, I'm just saying, I'm letting the court know this is.
Is there anything else you want to get into evidence with him today regarding laying the foundation?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna call him back in, he's gonna sit here, and then Ms. De Leon can either finish or follow up with any questions. I'll allow cross-examination, redirect if appropriate, and then we'll just be dismissed for the day. Okay.
Judge, my questions were about the video, and that's all he was going to specify to, so I would just at this point say I have no questions for today.
You're gonna do the first.
Yes,
Alright, so let's knock on the door, so we can start talking, we start. No, stay on our. We need a couple. I'm good.
All right, so jurors. We're missing one judge.
It's because it's on either side of a river, I believe, the Twin Cities. I believe at the border of Illinois and Iowa, there's the Quad Cities.
Judge, at this time, the state has no further questions for this witness today.
No further questions for today, we see the defense of the cross-examination.
Hello, again, sir.
No.
Little deja vu for you.
A little bit.
So again, tell me about this camera system that you had in your house. How does it work?
They're hardwired, mounted on the exterior of my house. They all are hardwired to one digital video recorder that's in my living room.
So we're talking about 7 cameras that are connected to a wire. This wire goes to a DVR hard drive.
Yes.
And it all gets saved onto this DVR hard drive.
Yes.
And am I correct that you can view all 7 camera feeds at the same time on screen? Correct?
Yes, you can. You could highlight each individual camera on the screen, but yeah, you can see all of them at the same time.
All right. Now, I'm not going to get into the contents. We're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay.
But as far as you know, on at least 2 occasions that the police went to your house to view this footage, it was working fine, correct?
Correct.
And other than the footage from the day in question, you had footage from other days on DVR as well, correct?
Yes. I can't give you an exact time span, but I think it's maybe like a month's worth of recordings that it can hold.
And it had about a month's worth of recording at the time?
Yes.
At some point, police took the DVR from you and they took it with them, correct?
Correct.
At that point, when they took it out of your house, as far as you knew, all that footage was there and it was working fine, correct?
Objection, Judge, backside evidence. Outside the scope of the record.
Same, he's gonna ask another question.
You were able to view surveillance on 2 occasions before the police took the DVR, correct?
Objection, Judge, backside evidence outside the scope of the record.
Same, he's gonna ask another question.
At some point, you got your DVR back, correct?
Correct.
Objection, Judge, backside evidence.
Hold on, overruled.
At some point, you got your DVR back, right?
Yes.
How long
I
after?
did say that.
It's been so long. I want to say it was
That's Finland.
several weeks, maybe close to a month.
That's 10
that
place,
they
right?
haven't.
When you got the DVR back from, you got it back from the police?
Yes.
Was there any footage on the DVR when you received it back from the police?
No.
It was gone.
Yeah, it was gone.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Your seat.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next witness, please. Okay, so, I'm sorry, guys, can you go back in the room?
All right, jury.
Jury is back. Thank you for being seated. I would appreciate it, because I didn't know, I didn't know the last witness.
I told you. When you,
I missed it. Did I miss the last one? This is the last witness?
we had more witnesses, but they weren't going to testify to what the court is saying. We cannot have them testify to.
Their observations was on.
Correct.
How many did you call today?
It was state.
Yeah.
It was the state objecting.
I mean, obviously, we're going to be calling this witness, but.
I have 7 judges.
7. And where are you from, Mr. Lasso? Who you're gonna call in your case in chief?
More or less, yes.
So more or less, tell me more.
I can't say definitively, but I would say if we called 7, I probably have another 12, 13. Mr. Moss and I were talking about whether or not the officer is going to testify. I still don't have an answer to that. It's up in the air at this point in time.
So 12, 13, can you do your best to get as many outside and ready to go tomorrow and Friday?
Yeah, so I've already spoken to Detective Morales, who's going to be here in the morning, Detective Fernandez, who I've been texting with. I know she has some childcare issues, but she's going to be the first witness we're going to call. We have to finish up with Mr. Cisneros as well. We'll have substantive testimony in the morning and then carry it on into the afternoon. We also have, there is our CSI officer has a doctor's appointment at 1:30 to order to our bus together as well.
Because I think we could have done a lot more, 2.5 hours a day.
I agree with the court.
Okay. Having get on the receiving end of many witnesses, like I said, when I was a trial attorney, you guys just have to deal with it. So get as many here tomorrow as possible. If they have to come back, because we don't get to them tomorrow, I'd rather them here than not here.
We really only have law enforcement left, and they're all pretty understanding.
But for example, the medical examiner, he's not that far away.
Right, he's already informed us of what his schedule is and we're going to work around his schedule, and Dr. Mathis is also pretty understanding.
Would it be possible to do most of the state's case in chief tomorrow and Thursday, tomorrow and Friday?
I think we can get through the majority of it, yes.
Okay, and if we don't, it would leave maybe 1 or 2 witnesses for Tuesday.
Right, what day of the week, or I'm sorry, what day is Tuesday? Is it the 15th?
The 14th.
The 14th then will be fine, we should be able to finish it. The only reason I asked you that is because Dr. Mathis said he was unavailable on the 15th and 16th, but we'll, like I said, work around his schedule.
All right, so I'll just tell
I would really love to hear this, but I can't hear shit.
Me neither.
I think I have it boosted 10 times, and I can just hear Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday. I think they are saying they might be able to finish by Friday.
we're done early for today, and we'll have them come back tomorrow at the same time. Right, Mr. Demas, is that okay with the schedule?
Yes, sir.
So we can just stay behind and chat about a few things after the jury leaves. All right, so. So we're done a little early today. We'll plan for the same thing tomorrow. Folks, 10:30 to 5:30. Just going over a few scheduling things.
Did she say 10:30 to 5:30?
We'll plan for the same thing tomorrow. Folks, 10:30 to 5:30. Just going over a few scheduling things with lawyers. So we'll try to make, again, best use of our time, be as efficient as possible tomorrow and Friday. So please follow my instructions that I read to you earlier today and that I informed you before we went to lunch. So when you research about this case, don't look up anyone about this case, don't let anyone talk to you about this case. If you come across any violations of rules that we all went over today, please inform me and or Alberto available. We'll give you instructions on where to meet him tomorrow. It'll probably be 34.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And he'll let you know. Why don't you take your envelopes with you? You'll just hand it to him once you all meet together on the third floor.
What time do you want?
So we're gonna start at 10:30. I know this is you have some issues with the ride. Well, now that we know we're sort of in routine, we can probably plan better and differently tomorrow, right? Okay, so, thank you all, see you tomorrow.
All right, with jurors.
Make sure this link is being processed, and I think it's appropriate. Our jury results, we have seats. So the master stay asked, and I think it's appropriate. I think there was one officer being cross-examined. I'm assuming that's based on strategy.
Yes.
I just want to make sure this link is in agreement with that. Okay. We still have a few days left. If there's anyone that wanted to be called, and the state's assistance or my assistance, with issuing subpoenas or getting folks in here, let us know, and we could try to get that accomplished. Is there anything that I need to take up before we come back tomorrow?
I think so. I would just ask what time it's starting, or what time should I have here, I guess, for the question.
It's my intention to bulldoze my way through my morning calendar, and if it means leaving cases on for trial, it's a sounding. Leaving cases on for trial, for the sounding, I want to do it. If it means asking my colleagues to across from me, Judge Brinkley or Judge Hernandez, to take over my sounding, I will do so. I will be done with my sounding between 10 and 10:15.
How long to come?
It's about 35 pages.
Yeah, we have some of the division prosecutors on Zoom, so I'm sure they heard that. I am doing the majority of the witnesses tomorrow as well as Friday. I have a sentencing in front of Judge Brinkley that I will get covered for. I would like to stop and see the next thing. Prior to that, I don't foresee an issue.
That's fine. So we need to let Mr. Rodriguez,
Ms. Polanco is on its own seat, but I'll text everybody.
Ms. Heath's vote is on, correct?
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Heath is on. I'm sure she'll relay the message that we need to get through the sounding as efficiently as possible. Whatever I don't get done at 10:15, I can send to the first year Understood. All right. Thank you all. We'll see you all tomorrow at 10:15. Wanted to be called. I'm assuming that's based on strategy.
Yes.
So the results, we have seats. So the master stay asked, and I think it's appropriate. I think there was one officer being cross-examined. I'm assuming that's based on strategy.
Yes.
I just want to make sure this link is in agreement with that. Okay.
Okay, I was just going back to see if she was being asked if she was going to testify. She was just, are you in agreement with that? I don't understand half the words she's saying. It's really hard to hear. But we're going tomorrow at 10:30. Woot woot. There was promises about a lot of surveillance tapes, and apparently those surveillance tapes doesn't exist. So probably not going to be the biggest part of the case now. And they had to send this guy home so someone else could come in and testify that, yeah, we tried to download it and effed it up. Have we heard about stuff like that before? Other than that, I don't really know what happened. She went to someone's house and then she came home and then, bye Jamie, someone found him with a hole in his thigh, and then he was dead. I really don't know, because audio is absolutely crabiola half the time. We can't see the video. And now the video that's really going to show everything is going to be a retelling that, well, I saw it at my video at home. That's not the same as having videos of it. Eyewitness testimony is not strong testimony. But hey, it's always nice to hang out with you guys, trying to figure out how do you inseminate someone through an air vent. And we learned that today. And Jamie, are you going to say goodbye to people this time before you get out?
Yeah, my phone started ringing and it messed up my sound. So sorry, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I was doing the outro.
Oh, sorry. I was like, well, I didn't want to leave everybody hanging. But bye, everybody. Have a great day.
See you all later, and we'll be back tomorrow, 10:30, for another exciting day of saran wrap, hand jobs,
Oh my God.
and turkey basting.
What exhibit are you referring to? I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
Or 100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
So there.
Everybody has.